I think I figured out the secret to no jumper. See, a lot of you guys love to blame my good white man, Adam22, for stirring up the conflict and having these hoodlums involved in conflict and dissing each other. That's not it. I don't feel like Adam is stirring it. I feel like what's currently going on is no jumper has become the hood report card. Dudes understand that your validation as a hood dude comes from no jumper. Comes from how people at no jumper and the fan base perceives you. So, for example, if you come on no jumper and they look at you as the boogeyman, a la Young and Hefe, right? Because he's chill, he's calm, he's a cool dude. The fans respond to him as if he's really like that. He don't really need to show off. He don't really need to diss or do too much because he already got that respect. Which is why a lot of people, especially the Hoovers, were really upset at 4 Extra and doing everything in their power to discredit 4 Extra. Yo, there was a point in time, there was like 6 gang members at the same time trying to tell a 4 Extra story to let the world know, oh, he's not that gangster, I'm more tough. Because the validation and the stint from no jumper can make or break your street credibility in LA. That's just a fact. 4 Extra came on no jumper and the world, not just LA, the world thought 4 Extra was the biggest, baddest, toughest man to ever touch LA soil. And you have gang members from around the world trying to come with no jumper to prove they're tougher. So no jumper for the most part, conflicts happen because dudes come to no jumper, even the ones who aren't really active, and they still want the respect. And if they feel like the fans or their coworkers or other gang members on no jumper ain't giving them their respect, they go and take their respect, which is what recently happened that led to a conflict that almost ended badly, all right? So one of my favorite new hosts called Brandon was brought up on a No Jumper show. Now, when he was brought up, he was asked, or Adam and Munchie B and Young and Hefe and Lush One, they was asked, man, y'all got to do research on Brandon, man. He a dropout. And they reacted to that fan comment, and their reaction pissed Brandon off.
I think he meant Lush.
No, he meant like.
And hey,
I got.
If he wants to switch from standing Lush to standing the 22 stir, that's okay. This is a choose your own white boy adventure book. So whatever you want to do, it's okay.
Fair enough. All's fair.
Sadiq said, we need to know more about Brandon's affiliation. When and what era did he gangbang? What known squabbles, etc.? Adam, you should have been asked this. Known squabbles is hilarious. I'm going to let him just move past that part of his life. You don't want it. He's happy being a dropout. It's all good.
You got to dropout.
I said it to his
I ain't gonna lie. That's not a good question, though.
I mean, you say he's still a member. He's just not.
I'm not going to dig any further. I feel like he's been pretty transparent.
No. That's a good question for Adam.
Yeah, exactly. He's just different if you ask him.
The main host of No Jumper.
I feel like, if anything, he's sick of being asked about it because we've talked about it kind of a lot.
No. We alluded to it. Ain't nobody asked him that.
We all sick of the good
questions. Read that question again. I ain't have nobody ask that.
This really pissed off Brandon because even if you're not actively gangbanging, you still want the respect because No Jumper is the hood report card. No Jumper is going to give you your grade in terms of gangbanging, all right? Young and Hefe at this point got an A+ in gangbanging, okay? You know why? Because the fans is telling the world Young and Hefe is the boogeyman. Munchie B got an A+ in gangbanging. You know why? Because the fans are saying Munchie B is the boogeyman. So Brandon, who believes, bro, I'm tough. I've beat up every dude in my hood. I've caught phase. I've done gangbang. I've done shot at people. I done been shot. I done did everything a gangbanger should do, and I elevated, and I'm a jiu-jitsu world champion. But the fans giving Brandon like a D+ in his hood report card, and he's not going for it. So I feel like the energy and him being upset was actually at the fan, but he takes it out on Munchie B, Young and Hefe, and Adam. Because Brandon would then send in another super chat where he essentially says, man, the day I ever take advice from Munchie or Young and Hefe about my gangbanging, because I'm from Long Beach and they're from LA, will be the day that hell freezes over. Like that caught Munchie B in off guard because the conversation that Munchie B and Adam and Hefe had about Brandon's report card took place about 2 hours before, or about an hour and a half before. So Munchie completely forgot why Brandon or what he was talking about, but he still was pretty friendly and said, yo, shout out to Brandon.
Yo, this is fire. Brandon, the day I explain myself to anybody from LA is the day hell freezes over. Check Adam's resume. Unless you have an issue with me, let's stick to podding. Ooh, bro. He might have dropped his flag, but he's gangster.
Man, Long Beach is LA. What you mean from LA? You act like it's a big difference, bro. The 710 and the 110, that's right there. Bro.
He's saying, I could never listen to somebody from LA talk about Long Beach business.
I F with Brandon, period. Brandon, he different. His angle different. Content. I mess with Brandon.
Ooh.
I don't know. I wonder where at one point that came in.
I don't know. No, he just said that.
Oh, it's
I just helped him skip the line because I noticed it coming in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Brandon.
The fan sent Brandon a clip. He wasn't watching live because he responded back an hour and a half later. And they would do that. They would send you an out of context clip hoping you crash out. In this case, they were successful in that manner because Brandon did indeed crash out because the shout out Brandon was not enough. Now, I bet you they didn't send Brandon a clip of Munchie B earlier in the podcast shouting out Brandon. I bet you they didn't show him a clip of Young and Hefe saying, yo, I messed with Brandon. Yo, when me, Brandon, and Young Hulk was podcasting, man, bro, he said something really good and really cool, man, about the police when we were podcasting. Young and Hefe said that about Brandon way before the particular dropout comments, right? But they didn't send Brandon those clips. They didn't send Brandon the clips that would make it appear, yo, they respect and they love Brandon, but they will send Brandon clips that would make it appear they're making fun of Brandon or trying to pull his hood card. So, again, the shout out Brandon, I mess with Brandon was not enough because Brandon went on his Thursday show, and on his Thursday show that he does, well, every Thursday, he responded back to Young and Hefe laughing and Munchie B asking Adam to investigate Brandon's hood report card. And here's what Brandon had to say. Just a full-on crash out.
Nobody in Long Beach is challenging me on nothing. So the whole thing is, if a nigga be like, where who squabble, who fade, it doesn't matter. This is the question. Do you want to squabble?
Ooh.
Do you want to fight? That's the any nigga in here. Look, any host on No Jumper. I don't care, Hoover, A-Tray, Inglewood, whatever.
I want to squabble.
If you talking about, listen,
I want to fight.
If you're bringing me up about gangbanging, any of that, I got a question. Are you gangbanging on me? And if that's what you're doing, are we doing what gangbangers do? If we're not doing that, we could stick to podcasting, period. Because I'm not turning shit down. I thought we were men past that. Nothing these niggas ever done is impressive to me, right? Getting shot up is not impressive me. Going to sit down in jail for multiple years, nothing about that's impressive to me. So we can talk about men, we can talk about religion, politics, any of this shit. But don't laugh and joke and try to throw shit like when someone says something about me. Because if that's the case, then you're telling me I can start joking about you. I can go back and look at shit that happened in your life and existed and make jokes about it and make it hee funny. Niggas doing a lot when they sitting in front of Adam, right? That they would not do if a nigga was sitting there.
So, Brandon, let me ask you a question.
Let him cook.
He's cooking, but hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, are you telling somebody, hey, let's not go to the streets, let's keep it no jumper, we can just catch a fade and stay employees?
What I'm saying is, if you're not trying to be on that time, like we're not gangbanging up in here.
Exactly.
I don't gangbang.
We're not.
I don't gangbang.
It happens, but we're not.
But what I'm saying is, niggas hee ha ha, like they ready to do some gang shit. Like they're trying to say, I'm a big something like that. And what I'm saying is, if that's what you're saying, just say the shit. Don't sit up and hide behind. Listen, man, the other day on the Tuesday show, don't hide behind a comment from the fans. If you got an issue, because I know niggas talking in the inbox on Instagram, trust me, y'all talk to fans, they screenshot it, they send it.
So
but
what did
if if you have any animosity towards a nigga questions, you think a nigga, you're a bitch if you don't say something to me when we're sitting across from each other. Straight up. You are, and I don't care who it is in this mother. If you got a problem, if you want to know what it's about, Long Beach, nigga, you crippin', all that. If you don't say that shit in front of me and you're not, and it's not with some animosity, like, nigga, I'm ready to fight you. You're a bitch.
What sparked this?
What I'm telling you, this is what sparked it. Nigga not about to be sitting up laughing, joking on me and talking about who is this nigga, where's he from? Did he do this? Did he do that, nigga? Worry about where your mama is from, bro, and how you got here without a daddy in your life. That's what you need to be focused on, period.
Who's that referencing?
There's so many niggas. It's any nigga. I'm telling you, any nigga that walk through these doors.
Okay.
Don't
He calling out fades.
No, listen, don't speak on me laughing and joking. Oh, he not from where he from and all that. I don't come in here on that with other niggas. Nigga dig up any dirt on a nigga. Ain't no nigga.
Brandon did say anybody in here. Hoover, Inglewood family, A-Trey. Well, Munchie is from Inglewood and Jefe is from A-Trey. So when he said that, obviously this is him. Well, clearly he said this is me referencing what they said about me on the Tuesday show. Brandon is upset. Calling out fades. Animated. Now, maybe it's in a moment and, him getting it out. He was angry at first. He was just getting it out. And then after he got everything out, his emotions maybe have came down. He's now level-headed again. But the fans, if you read the comments, they began to turn on Brendan, saying that Brendan didn't have the same energy when the A-Tray walked in the building, right? So Young and Jefe actually was in the building recording his Cypher verse, and he actually came in and sat down, because I invited him to come and sit down. I wasn't looking for content. I was just looking to, squash the beef. So Brandon kind of explained why he was upset about the Tuesday show, and the fans was like, hold on, man. This ain't the same energy from the I'll catch fade for anybody in here. But I don't feel like having an expectation for the same energy is fair, because when he was talking about it, he was really upset. And then 35 minutes or 45 minutes went by, and he's now level-headed. He's now calm. He's now good. So talking about it when you're good and level-headed is a little different than talking about it when it's, when it's freshly on your mind.
Tuesday show, a caller, some was like, oh, where Brandon from, what fades he ran and all that. It was like, that's, and then Munchie specifically was like, oh, that's a question that needs to be asked. And so what I was saying was, I'm from Long Beach. I don't know no from LA really at all. Really, no from LA could ask me about anything. If here's the thing. If ask me about gangbanging, my question is, are y'all gangbanging on me? Because are we gangbanging? If we're not doing that, and I said the same thing in my comment, if we're not doing that, we need to stick to potting. But at the same way as you ain't gonna let it be like, oh, nigga, where that from? Like, do I walk up and ask where you from and all that?
No, but I think just like you got to understand, bro. Like on the tip of somebody just like off their first impression meeting you, they wouldn't know that you had a background of gang banging. So I think somebody asking you where you from, you shouldn't really take an offense. Like, oh, what you mean? You from LA or you from Inglewood? What you asking me that for? No, bro, because I wouldn't know that you gang bang. So I'm just asking you, bro, like when you was in that lifestyle, what hood was you from?
But what I'm saying is, everybody know I was from 20 Crypt. I said that clear.
That.
Well, okay.
I didn't know that.
Well,
I think you told me, but I didn't know that.
I never knew that.
But what I'm saying as far as niggas like, what's your resume? Who you fought? Who the is gonna sit up and answer that for? They don't even know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All I know is if I go to Long Beach, ain't no smut on my rep. Ain't no like I'm punking this. Bro, you from Long Beach? Have you heard somebody say this nigga's a mark? Anything like that?
Oh, babies, I only heard all good words.
I talk big shit on here. If I was a who wasn't good in the streets, somebody would have stepped forward to say something.
Nigga been on you. Now, if you read the comments, the same people who antagonized Brandon and antagonized the rant because they sent in the super chat, you feel me, like calling Brandon's hood credibility into question. The same people is now saying he turned it down because Brandon didn't crash out or he wasn't as animated when Ed Jefe walked in. Bro, they want to see you crash out, homie. Like, they want to see you, bro. If the average No Jumper fan had their way, at the start of every show, there will be a mandated fade, right? There will be a mandated fade at the start of every show. And the fade can't stop unless a bone is broken, tooth is missing, or somebody die. That will be the ideal show for almost every No Jumper fan. That's a fact. Yo, somebody says Brandon ain't keep that same energy with Jefe or Wack when they walked in. Now, Jefe did indeed respond on his own YouTube channel, and Jefe, now he made like a 20-minute video. I encourage any and everyone to go ahead and watch the video. But NFA title, I think, is self-explanatory and should pretty much like tell everybody what the reaction is. Fate. So NFA title is message to Brandon: don't let no jumper place you in a trick bag of politics and codes you don't live. Now, in his response, NFA would acknowledge that he wasn't aware that Brandon was calling him out for a fade or Munchie B out for a fade. He was not aware that Brandon said, "Hey, Trey and Inglewood." He was just coming in thinking, like, I don't know what's going on, but Flacco wants me to sit down and talk to Brandon about something. And when Brandon explained it to him, he didn't know what took place prior. He was not aware. He wasn't watching. So now he's watching back. He feels like, damn, man. You know, like that looks like bad on me, and it looks bad on Brandon too because of what was said before, and a lot was said. But I do believe that it's a good thing that Brandon did not, kind of like repeat those same things. Because, bro, like, I don't feel like Brandon right now feels the same. I feel like Brandon was really upset. He got it off his chest, and I don't feel like Brandon has a major issue with NFA or Munchie B. But y'all let me know in the comment section, man. I'll be real. It almost went bad because if Brandon would have kept that same energy with NFA in the room, I think some furnitures would have been moving, okay? But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? Do y'all believe, man, that no jumper is the hood report card, that no jumper gives you your validation and your stamp? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here on my screen to find out how this no jumper gets panicked after getting exposed mid-podcast. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.